Hi. Well, the day is over. It was a long day, too. Um, I started really early, but I never did get an order till around 7 o'clock. And I got a Lyft ride. Today, I calculated I worked. I'm keeping this book, and I count my minutes from the time I start a job to the time I finish. But I calculated I worked 6 hours and 54 minutes. And I made a total of $122.89, which I think is pretty good. It probably would have been a lot more if I had been busier. It was really slow today because it was Memorial Day. But I did a total of 3 Uber rides, 1 Uber Eats, 4 Lyfts, 2 DoorDash, and 4 Instacarts. And those Instacarts are what really helped because they pay a lot more than the rides. But I'm going to show you my book. I have, so I can turn it around and look at it. But this is a little book, and this is what I don't know if you can see. It's hard. I don't think I have a thing that turns. But I calculated and kept everything wrote down. Like the first ride I had, it was at 7 a.m. and I dropped off at 7:18. It made it 18 minutes, and I made $4.72. And I found out this person, her name was Shayla. I used to work with a girl named Shamika, and that was her cousin. And we found that out because I was telling her about how I got laid off, and she asked me where I worked, and I told her. And she said, "Oh, my cousin works there." And I knew her cousin. The second ride was a really nice, I write down something about the person. She was a really nice lady going on a tour bus to Cherokee and needed a ride to the tour bus. And she paid, I got paid $4.55 for taking her, and she left me a $1 tip. Then there was these 2 guys at a motel. They were going to a workout place, and their ride cost gave me $3, and they left me a $2 tip. So I got a total of $5 for that one. Then I did another Lyft. This young girl, she worked at McDonald's. She didn't talk much. And there's some people like that, and I won't talk to them if they don't want to talk. But in total, for that morning, from 7 a.m. to 9:14, I worked a total of 62 minutes. And I made a total of $18.38. And those were 3 Lyft rides and 1 Uber. And that was just till 9:14. Then I had this ride for Uber Eats. And he worked at AT&T. Then I got my first Instacart. I was so happy because I've been working all morning trying to find one. I'm in an on-demand area, and you have to grab them when you see them. So I got one at 10:48, and I delivered it at 11:59. Took me an hour and 11 minutes from the time I accepted to the time I delivered. Her name was Joanne. She's a deaf woman. And I've delivered to her before, I remember. But I made $21.85 for that. That's pretty good for a little over an hour. That was at the Aldi in Hickory. Then I did a lift for a guy named Ben. He was a big guy. He used to be a Uber driver, but he lost his car because he couldn't make the payments. That ride lasted 16 minutes, and I got $3.85 for the ride, and then he had tipped me $3, which is nice. He knows how important tips are. So I made $6.85 for that ride, and it took 16 minutes. Then I got one for Antonio, an Uber. I got it at 1:48, and I dropped them off at the Golden Corral at 2:15. It was two really nice truck drivers. They were hungry for Golden Corral. I made $8.84 on that, but I think they tipped $1. Then I had an Uber for Heather. I picked her up at 2:20, dropped her off at 2:30 at the Crawdads Clubhouse. She was such a pretty girl, and she had an accent, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And I asked her, and she said she was from England, but she was trying to lose her accent and talk American. And she was dating one of the Crawdad trainers. And she's an intern nutritionist. Then I got $3.36 for that. So from 10 o'clock to 2:30, I made $41.59. And I worked 2.24 hours. So that's pretty good too. So even though it was slow, I was doing pretty good. And I was meeting some interesting people, which was really fun. Things I wouldn't have done if I'd be sitting in my office. Which I'm not doing because I got laid off. Okay, then about 3:30 I had to get gas. I filled up. I got it for $2.48 a gallon. It cost me $33.05 to fill up 13 gallons. And then I got an Instacart after that for Ashley in Conover. I got it at 3:53 and delivered at 5:03. And it took me an hour and 10 minutes. And I made $19.03. Then I got an Instacart from Jeremy. But this one was from Statesville. So I had to travel a little bit, probably 15 miles to get to the store. And I accepted it at 5:10 and finished at 6:17. So it took me an hour and 7 minutes. I'm a very fast shopper. But I made $18.12 on that one. Then I did a DoorDash. Got $5. It took me 18 minutes. Then I got another DoorDash, and that took me 10 minutes. I got $5 more. Then I got another Instacart. This was my last one of the day. Heather. And this was her very first order. I remember these. They lived up in Wilkesboro, or it looked like you were going up towards Wilkesboro, but it was Statesville. But it took me 43 minutes from accepting it to delivering, which was pretty good. I went to the Publix in Statesville and made $20.77. So from 3:53 to 7:45, I made $62.92, which is pretty good, I think. So here's my breakdown. Early morning, I made $18.38, mainly on Uber rides and Lyft. Then in the afternoon, I made $41.59. And that was like one Instacart and Uber and Lyft. Then I did maybe 2 or 3 Instacarts in the evening, like late afternoon, evening. And I made total of $122.89, working 6 hours and 54 minutes. And then those are the Ubers I did. I did 3. Did 1 Uber Eats. Did 4 Lyfts, 2 Dashes, and 4 Instacarts. So if I had started a lot earlier, I probably would have made... I did start earlier and I didn't get anything because of the holiday. But I think tomorrow I may have more luck. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later.